Steve Harvey's story begins in the mountains of Welch, West Virginia in 1957, where life was a daily struggle and dreams felt distant. Born to Jesse, a coal miner, and Eloise, a Sunday school teacher, Steve was raised in a home of contrasts: discipline and warmth, toughness and love. From a young age, he experienced the weight of responsibility, learning lessons of resilience, humility, and perseverance. Yet outside the home, life was harsher. Poverty, social judgment, and a severe stutter made communication a challenge and set Steve apart from other children. Despite these obstacles, he harbored a secret dream: to be on television. Even in the face of ridicule and doubt from others, including a teacher who tried to suppress his ambition, Steve's determination grew. The lesson from his father to never let anyone dictate what he could be planted the seed of a future filled with possibility, resilience, and ambition. Childhood struggles and silence. Steve's childhood was marked by the tension between self-expression and limitation. His stutter created both isolation and opportunity. While other children spoke freely, Steve struggled with words, forcing him to become a careful observer of human behavior. He learned to read people, understand nuance, and interpret emotion through actions rather than words. Social ridicule, teasing, and misunderstandings were daily experiences, yet they sharpened his awareness and empathy. The silence he endured shaped his observational skills, which later became a powerful tool in comedy. Living between extremes, poverty at home, longing in his heart, and the critical eyes of peers taught him resilience. He learned to listen deeply and respond with precision. These years of struggle formed the foundation for a unique perspective on life, comedy, and human interaction, preparing him to transform personal challenges into a career that connected with millions through humor, insight, and authenticity. From dreams to determination, the pivotal moment came in 6th grade when Steve wrote a single line on paper: "I want to be on TV." The reaction was devastating. Mockery and doubt surrounded him, but his father's guidance provided a lifeline. That small act of writing down a dream became a daily reminder of purpose, one that would sustain him for decades. Moving to Cleveland offered a new environment, but not immediate opportunities. Life remained unpredictable, and Steve explored multiple paths, from college to assembly lines, insurance, and other temporary work. Each experience reinforced a sense of perseverance. He understood the value of hard work and the importance of patience. These formative years were not glamorous but essential, teaching him to embrace failure, learn from experience, and maintain focus on the dream that had been born in a classroom, nurtured quietly in his heart and destined to reshape his life. The comedy awakening. Steve's entry into stand-up comedy began with uncertainty and a spark of courage. At 27, he faced a crossroads, leaving the security of steady work for the unpredictable world of performance. He stepped onto the stage with no training, no contacts, and little money, relying solely on observation, natural humor, and lived experience. His early performances were humbling, often accompanied by financial instability, housing challenges, and personal loss. Yet each show was a laboratory where he refined timing, delivery, and audience connection. This period of vulnerability and experimentation solidified his identity as a performer and storyteller. Humor became not only a career, but a survival tool, a way to transform hardship into empathy, connection, and inspiration. Steve learned that resilience and creativity often arise in moments of struggle, shaping his comedic voice and preparing him for the larger stages ahead. Homelessness and hardship. The forward tempo years were a crucible of determination and endurance. Homeless for 3 years, Steve lived out of his car while maintaining the appearance of success on stage. Each day required ingenuity, finding bathrooms, maintaining hygiene, managing meals, but he never let external conditions stop him from performing. This period taught him humility, resourcefulness, and the power of focus. Despite exhaustion, hunger, and isolation, he continued to engage audiences with humor and heart. The contrast between his public performance and private reality intensified his understanding of human resilience. It was a lesson in commitment. Talent alone is insufficient without persistence and sacrifice. These years also reinforced his appreciation for small acts of kindness and the importance of faith, both of which would later underpin his approach to life, work, and mentoring others in navigating challenges. Showtime at the Apollo, the breakthrough. Steve's big break came with Showtime at the Apollo, a stage steeped in tradition and rigor. Auditioning under financial and personal constraints, he demonstrated mastery of crowd dynamics, comedic timing, and stage presence. The Apollo, a place where legends were made, tested not just his skill, but his ability to command respect and confidence under pressure. Securing the role marked the first major turning point in his career, moving him from obscurity to national visibility. This opportunity validated the years of perseverance, adversity, and self-refinement. It was more than a job. It was a platform to connect with audiences authentically, share humor drawn from real-life experiences, and inspire others through resilience. The Apollo experience also established Steve as a professional who could thrive under scrutiny, paving the way for his future in television and beyond. The Kings of Comedy and Cultural Influence. In collaboration with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley, and Bernie Mac, Steve co-created the Kings of Comedy Tour, redefining the boundaries of stand-up performance. Arena shows once thought impossible for comedy became transformative cultural events. Steve's ability to read the audience, blend humor with insight, and craft relatable narratives elevated the tour to historical significance. The tour symbolized more than entertainment. It represented the validation of marginalized voices and the power of storytelling to unite diverse audiences. His humor was grounded in real experiences, often reflecting poverty, family, and faith. The Kings of Comedy cemented his reputation as a masterful communicator who could translate personal adversity into collective joy and understanding, demonstrating that humor, when rooted in authenticity, has the power to transcend social and cultural barriers. Reinvention through media. As his stand-up career matured, Steve recognized the need to evolve. Transitioning into radio, authorship, and later television, he expanded his influence beyond comedy clubs. The Steve Harvey Morning Show allowed him to address relationships, family, and life challenges, connecting deeply with listeners. His book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, became a cultural phenomenon, translating lived wisdom into guidance that resonated globally. Each medium required a new skill set, yet Steve applied lessons learned from hardship and observation to succeed. Reinvention was essential, illustrating the importance of adaptability, foresight, and authenticity in sustaining long-term success. By diversifying his platforms, he expanded both his impact and audience reach, proving that reinvention can transform career trajectory and personal legacy. Family Feud and global recognition. Steve's decision to host Family Feud was a calculated risk that paid off exponentially. His approach, infusing the show with humor, energy, and direct audience engagement, revitalized the program, quadrupling ratings and establishing a new standard for game show hosting. This success demonstrated his ability to innovate within established formats and connect authentically with viewers. Simultaneously, his talk show and continued radio presence solidified a multi-platform empire. By merging entertainment with personal insight, Steve became both a cultural icon and a mentor figure. His global recognition stems not only from comedic talent, but from authenticity, resilience, and the ability to transform personal trials into opportunities for connection, influence, and empowerment on a massive scale. Legacy of resilience and inspiration. Steve Harvey's journey from the coal towns of West Virginia to international fame embodies determination, adaptability, and vision. Each phase, childhood struggle, stutter, homelessness, stand-up comedy, media ventures, contributed to a legacy grounded in resilience, humility, and empathy. His life illustrates that success is rarely linear and often requires sacrifice, creativity, and persistence. By embracing failure, learning from adversity, and maintaining authenticity, Steve became a figure of inspiration for millions. His story is not just about entertainment, it is about transformation, the power of belief, and the ability to turn challenges into triumphs. He demonstrates that with perseverance, purpose, and vision, even the most improbable dreams can become reality, leaving a lasting imprint on culture and society.